I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning from a Life in UK test, part 633, while doing a leg stretching. And if you participate in the leg stretching, that's the arms. We are starting with the first exercise. We are bringing one leg in front, with the heel onto the ground, and we're pulling the toes in. And from time to time, we're going to contract the quad muscles. So we're starting with contraction of the quad muscles. The United Kingdom is part of the Commonwealth, and we want to do a presentation about these four things here named, of which the United Kingdom is a part. And these are the Commonwealth, the Council of Europe, the United Nations, and NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. For the Commonwealth, we want them to say that there are 56 members of it, the membership is voluntary, and that there is no power over the other members, but we're all working together to get democracy, development, and all over good government and rule of law. What was it? To be democratic, to have democracy, and release the contraction, but we give a stage, to have democracy and good values, good government. The core values of democracy, good government, to have democracy and good government and rule of law. Democracy, rule of law, and development. Democracy, rule of law, and development. 65. The Council of Europe has 47 members. Contract again and pull the toes in. Council of Europe, 47 members. And they are responsible for protection and promotion of human rights. No power to make laws. And here the head of the United Kingdom is the monarch of, yes, the monarch is the head of the United Kingdom. The monarch is the head of a Commonwealth in a ceremonial manner. The king is the ceremonial head of the Commonwealth, which has currently 56 members. And we're releasing the contraction for last time, but keeping the stretch. Council of Europe, 47 members, no power to make laws, but most well known of which is the European Convention on Human Rights. But we're making lists, but we're giving advice. And contract again with quad muscles. What are we doing? It has no power to make laws, but draws up conventions and charters, the most well-known of which is the European Convention on Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, usually called European Convention on Human Rights. They have no power to make laws, but they try to get human rights in the world, and their main charter is the European Convention on Human Rights. United Nations, we're changing the leg, the other leg in front, and the heel onto the ground, and we're pulling the toes in, and we're contracting the quad muscles. Around 193, around over 100 countries are in it, and we're trying to get peace in the world and security. And the United Kingdom is one of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, which has 15 members in total, who are coming from time to time together and making recommendations on something how to have peace and security in the world. And then the NATO. And there are a lot of European and North American and also other countries in it, and they all have agreed to help each other if they come under attack, if one of them comes under attack. It also aims to maintain peace between all of its members, because we're working together even in peaceful times. Okay, these are the 4 things. We want to say these 4 things in a video, but we don't shoot it now. Now we're releasing the quad muscles, and we're keeping just a stretch. And we are going on. So we want to make a presentation, and we want to say these 4 things, of which the United Kingdom is part of. The video has been the title, The UK and International Institutions. international institutions in which the United Kingdom is part of. Big institutions, worldwide institutions, respecting the law. There we go, man. And contract again with court muscles and put the toes in for last time. One of the most important responsibilities of all residents in the UK is to know and obey the law. We already had it all, we're just repeating it. This section will tell you about the legal system in the UK and some of the laws that may affect you. Britain is proud of being a welcome country, but all residents, regardless of their background, are expected to comply with the law and to understand that some things which may be allowed in other legal systems are not acceptable in the UK. Those who do not respect the law should not expect to be allowed to become permanent residents in the UK. The law is relevant to all areas of life in the UK. You should make sure that you are aware of the laws which affect your everyday life, including both your personal and business affairs. The law in the UK. Every person in the UK receives equal treatment under the law. This means that the law applies in the same way to everyone, no matter who they are or where they are from. And next exercise, the anchor chain stability test. The leg to the outside, toes are pointing forward, front with the main part of the body, and press a bit the toes into the ground. Laws can be divided into criminal and civil law. Criminal law relates to crimes which are usually investigated by the police or another authority, such as a council, and which are punished by the courts. Civil law is used to settle disputes between individuals or groups. Examples of criminal laws are carrying a weapon. It is a criminal offense to carry a weapon of any kind, even if it is for self-defense. This includes a gun, a knife, or anything that is made or adapted to cause injury. Drugs. Selling or buying drugs such as heroin, cocaine, ecstasy, and cannabis is illegal in the UK. Racial crime. It is a criminal offense to cause harassment, alarm, or distress to someone because of their religion or ethnic origin. Selling tobacco. It is illegal to sell tobacco products, for example cigarettes, cigars, roll-up tobacco, to anyone under the age of 18. Smoking in public areas and public places. It is against the law to smoke tobacco products in nearly every enclosed public space in the UK. There are signs displayed to tell you where you cannot smoke. And releasing the contraction a bit, or stretching, but we give them like that. Buying alcohol. It is a criminal offense to sell alcohol to anyone who is under 18, or to buy alcohol to people who are under the age of 18. There is one exception: people aged 16 or over can drink alcohol with a meal in a hotel or restaurant. Drinking in public. Some places have alcohol-free zones where you cannot drink in public. The police can also confiscate alcohol or move young people on from public places. You can be fined or arrested. And we're pressing again into the ground, but we're keeping the leg there. Of course, we're keeping the leg there. This list does not include all crimes. There are many that apply in most countries, such as murder, theft, and assault. You can find out more about types of crime at gov.uk. Examples of civil laws are housing law. This includes disputes between landlords and tenants over issues such as repairs and eviction. Consumer rights. An example of this is the dispute about faulty goods and services. Employer law. These cases include disputes over faulty goods, disputes over wages in cases of unfair dismissal or discrimination in the workplace. That people might be taken to court if they owe money to someone. We are back to the outside, and we're pressing again to the ground. Now we're going through the whole book again, and we're looking always for subjects about which we can make a presentation, record it in a separate video, and publish it then. I don't think we can do something to that. These are exemplary legal things, we cannot really name them. And it's not really enough to explain criminal and civil law, because most people who will look for it are not there to study or to learn something about the country. They are there because they are actually searching for legal advice, and we're not going to do that here. The police and their duties. The job of a police in the UK is to protect life and property, prevent disturbances, also known as keeping the peace, prevent and detect crime. Maybe we should learn the now a little bit better, because I'm again not thinking that we're going to do a video about it. Protect life and property. That's obvious, but maybe we're going to ask them specifically. Protect life and property. Protect and then prevent disturbances, and prevent and detect crime. Protect life and property, prevent disturbances, and detect and then prevent crime. Maybe both. The police, or maybe both on the first. I'm thinking about it for a couple of seconds already. Is it possible to prevent a crime without to detect it? Yes, it is. The police are organized into a number of separate police forces headed by chief constables. They are independent of the government. So there are separate police forces. They are headed by chief constables. We came about when we looked for the civil services, I think. But the police is not part of the civil services. But that is not according to the book. The book doesn't explain a lot of that. And we're releasing again a stretch. We didn't do it. So we're giving the leg a bit there. In 2012, the public first elected police and crime commissioners in England and Wales. These are directly elected individuals who are responsible for the delivery of an efficient and effective police force that reflects the needs of the local communities present in the leg in the ground. These PCCs, set local police priorities and local policing budget. We also appoint the local chief constable. We're not going to do a video about it, but we have to maybe to load. There are the police and crime commissioners, PCCS, police and crime commissioner, PCCS, police and crime commissioner, PCC. And they are elected, and they are trying to make the police effective and efficient. They're setting the local police priorities and the local policing budget. I don't understand. I cannot understand how that happens in reality. That's a problem. We're having the leg at the outside. And we're doing the hydraulic hydraulic. The turns are pointing forward. We're having a flexed foot, taller with the back, and we're bringing the leg up, bending it in. Up and in. The police force is a public service that helps and protects everyone. So it is not a civil service, it is a public service. But that's not explained here. It is a public service. It helps and protects everyone, no matter what their background or where they live. Police officers must themselves obey the law. They must not misuse their authority, make a false statement, be rude or abusive, or commit racial discrimination. If police officers are corrupt or misuse their authority, they are severely punished. Police officers are supported by police community support officers, PCSOs. Police community support officers. They have different roles according to the area, but usually patrol the streets, work with the public, and support police officers at crime scenes and major events. So there is the police force, and then there are the PCCs, the police and crime commissioner. The police and crime commissioner are elected, and they trying to make the police better, more effective. And the police force is doing the police work. And then there are the police community support officers. They support the police force by doing the police work. All people in the UK are expected to help the police prevent and detect crimes whenever they can. Like to be outside, we're doing the same with the outside. If you are arrested and taken to a police station, a police officer will tell you the reason for your arrest, and you will be able to seek legal advice. If something goes wrong, the police complaint system tries to put it right. So there is the police complaint system. Anyone who can make a complaint about the police by going to a police station or writing to the chief constable of police force. I read something wrong. Anyone can make a complaint about the police by going to a police station or writing to the chief constable of the police force involved. Complaints can also be made to an independent body in England and Wales. Policeconduct.gov.uk. In Scotland, if you are unhappy with the way your complaint has been handled, you can contact the Police Investigations and Review Commissioner at pirc.scot. Police Investigation and Review Commissioner, pirc.scot. You should contact the police. In Northern Ireland, you can contact the Police Ombudsman Office. policeombudsman.org. That is what we have to the police. That is all pretty broad and obvious, just a big broad talking about it. So we would be able to make a video about it, I think. Would that video make sense to say these things? We're going to the last exercise, the butterfly stretch. Soles of the feet together, we're sitting tall up with a straight back, and we're going a bit in front. doesn't make sense. There's a police. They have these free works. Yes, if someone knows nothing. There is an experiment, or maybe permanent, of police crime commissioners. They are not allowed to misuse the law, and they can be reported. I thank you very much, and until next time.